All right, I'm back. This is again the shepherd of Hermas. You can see right here, shepherd of Hermas, um, and it's a good book. I'm getting a lot of valuable information out of it, and I find this extremely interesting. And I think the reason why what I'm about to say doesn't come true is because we doubt big time. We don't think that we don't see the power of God anymore, and it limits our vision and what we see and how we limit the world a lot. Um, but this is Commandment 9, and I'm going to read it. He says to me, "Put away doubting from you, and do not hesitate to ask of the Lord, saying to yourself, how can I ask of the Lord and receive from him, seeing I have sinned so much against him? Do not thus reason with yourself, but with all your heart turn to the Lord and ask him without doubting. And you will know the multitude of his tender mercies, that he will never leave you, but fulfill the request of your soul. For he is not like men who remember evils done against them, but he himself does not remember evils and has compassion on his own creature. Therefore, cleanse your heart from all vanities of this world, from the words already mentioned, and ask of the Lord, and you will receive all, and in none of your requests will be denied, which you make to the Lord without doubting. But if you doubt in your heart, you will receive none of your requests. For those who doubt regarding God are double-souled and do not obtain one of their requests. But those who are perfect in faith ask everything, trusting in the Lord, and they obtain, because they ask nothing doubting, not even double-souled. For every double-souled man, even if he converts, will be saved with difficulty. Cleanse your heart, therefore, from all doubt, and put on faith, because it is strong, and trust God that you will obtain from him all you ask. And if at any time after you have asked of the Lord, and you are slower to obtain your requests than you expected, do not doubt, because you have not soon obtained that request of your soul. For invariably it is on account of some temptation or some sin of which you are ignorant that you are slower in obtaining your request. Therefore do not cease to make the request of your soul, and you will obtain it. But if you grow weary and waver in your request, blame yourself, not him who does not give to you. Consider this doubting state of mind, for it is wicked and senseless and turns many away entirely from the faith, even though they might be very strong. For this doubting is the daughter of the devil, and acts um, exceedingly wicked to the servants of God. Despise then um, doubting, and gain the mastery over it in everything, clothing yourself with faith, which is strong and powerful. For faith promises all things, perfects all things, but doubt, having no thorough faith in itself, fails in every work which it undertakes. You see then, he says, that faith from above, from the Lord, has great power, but doubt is an earthly spirit coming from the devil, and has no power. Serve then that which has power, namely faith, and keep away from doubt, which has no power, and you will live to God, and all will live to God, whose minds have been set on those things. So, I have asked a lot of different things, and I have doubted big time. A lot of times we look at our doubts and our circumstances. We're like, well, there's no way. There's no way that God would ever want to do so and so. We are greatly disconnected from God and his power and his ability. We don't see his glory and how he controls the entire situation the whole time. um, we have made science our God, and we don't understand how things run. Enoch specifically says that the moon and the sun are the exact same circumference, and basically it has to deal with. I don't understand how this happens, but there are fires. They go in portals every when they make their rotation. They go in portals, and in this portal, they're heated by fire. And this is what Enoch says. This is not going by me. You can look at Enoch. The book of Enoch has this, where it says that the winds come from the north, south, east, and west, and they have their different portals. And there's and how different portals bring snow and rain and hail and ice and all that good stuff. But we don't understand. What I'm getting at is we don't understand a lot of how God works. We don't see that He is the one controlling the rain, that He is the one controlling the clouds, that He is the one controlling all of His creation. Nothing that we do or see or act, He knows exactly where people will be and exactly when they will be. Nothing is new under the sun. He knows everything. He knew before you were even born what you would do at this time. And we doubt His power. We think that He is limited. We think that there's a lot of people out there that thinks that He doesn't exist. When that's straight from the devil, because we believe in like Mormonism and Islam, and I'm not saying anything wrong about these. I'm just saying that there are a lot of different faiths, and some people claim that there is no God and there's never been a God. Well, okay, if there's never been a God, then how did we come from nothingness? And actually, this book speaks to that as well. It says that God created everything from nothingness, and that He should be the one worshipped because of that very reason. And we are so disconnected from how He makes everything happen in its due season. The seasons are done according to a certain set standard, because if they weren't that way, if we had like summer, if we had 100-degree temperatures followed by 0-degree temperatures, do you think that would do very well with planting? It wouldn't. It would destroy them. That's why you have a change of temperature gradually and not like all at once. But we live in a world where the devil has done a very good disservice to all of us and distracted us, and we are not wanting to research anymore as to how things work. We accept scientific methods and all this other stuff that has not been scientifically proven. They've never proven that one thing comes from another. They have never proven where things started. They have never proven that we came from gelatinous goo or whatever. They've never scientifically been able. They've put all the pieces together and it's never formed anything ever. And it never will form anything ever, because that's not how things formed. Makes no sense. If you would take the time and look around you, you would see that everything happens for a reason. The sun, the moon, the stars, how we are, where we are, and how this whole system works. There's so much more that we can learn. In this book, I think that the Apocrypha was hidden because there's so much good information in here that I have found. This is the second commandment that I've read today on my videos, and it makes sense. It's like we don't receive from God. I think at this time He does take pity on us, because He knows how hard of a time, and He gifts us things that will help us. And we may not get everything that we want, but we do have everything that we need. And actually, there's one book in here that talks about if you have food and clothing, then you basically have enough to live. And that's what it says in here, that everything else is pretty much a excess, if you will. So thank you for joining me. Hopefully you learned a lot. I would strongly suggest you look up The Shepherd of Hermas and read it for yourself. There's a lot of valuable information. But I just wanted to come about doubting and to talk to you a little bit more about it. So whenever you're approaching God, make sure that you are right with everyone. Make sure you have forgiven everyone. If you have any sin in your life, or if you're doubting, God's going to delay big time what you're asking for. Um, um, However, there's also a thing that if you ask God and get an answer, did you know that the devil can also answer these same things? The devil is capable of answering a lot of your prayers because what he wants to do is he wants you to remain wicked, to remain um, in your ways, so you will not know um, that you're doing the wrong thing, which makes sense to me. It's like, okay, well, if someone is sinning against God and if you're the devil and you don't want people to go the right way, what are you going to do? You're going to lie to them and bless them with what they think they want in order um, to to do stuff. So it makes sense. It's like so the devil does answer prayers. He does intercept prayers on the way to heaven. And I've had numerous writings about that and videos about that where if you're not fully right with God, these prayers get intercepted by the devil. And eventually they do go to God, but they're intercepted by the devil, and the devil, if it helps what he wants to do to succeed, he answers those prayers because he doesn't want you to know the truth, which is really sinister. But anyway, hopefully you learned something. Definitely look into this book. Thank you for joining me. See you next time. And I'm going to try to do more of these videos as much as I can. So take care. God bless.